What up, everybody? We got an interesting show today. I will admit I am not in a great mood to be doing the show, but we need to do it anyways. After the shit show, what we experienced from our freaking government today, I don't have very nice things to say. I don't. When it comes down to everything that was said today in the last few days over the Epstein files and saying everything was a hoax, and we've been led to believe that we were going to release them. We have documents. They are on Pam Bondi's desk and all of this stuff. And then magically, they don't exist anymore. Or they were all doctored, and it was all Comey and Obama. They did all of it. It's not any real files. They're all fake. It's a hoax. Why in the hell don't you just come out when you find that out? Why in the hell don't you just do an immediate press conference and come out and be like, we don't trust these documents after going through them. We don't believe that these are the real files, and here is why. Take some questions and then release the freaking documents. That is how you do this. That is exactly how you would do it if you ran a business. If you found a whole bunch of stuff that was wrong, you would pull the appropriate people into a meeting room, and we would be like, here's the situation. Here's all of the data. What questions do you have? How do we move forward? Why are they trying to push this off as it's all fake? Why are we being told it's a hoax and to not look for it, not to do anything about it? That move on. It's not important. The schedule for the show and the topics that I put in for scheduling this, guys, that's gone out the window after today. We're going to spend most of the day talking about these freaking Epstein files and talking about the truth around this. Everybody is saying, oh, well, it's not important to me. Oh, it's not important. Okay, it's not important. You have a lot of people saying, oh, you're overlooking all of the accomplishments. Wait, accomplishments like no tax on tips with a cap and an expiration date? Accomplishments like we increased the deficit when we were supposed to be cutting spending? Accomplishments of no tax on overtime, but we're going to cap it and we're also going to put an expiration date on it? Doge is supposed to be cleaning house. Doge has lost all of its mojo. We passed one bill last night and finally got it done. And we're now approaching 6 months into this administration when Doge is coming to an end. We have achieved one bill. We're going to take that and we're going to say it's a win. Guys, this is what the government has done to us for centuries. They promise everything, give you crumbs, and tell you to accept it and be grateful. That is not okay. That is exactly how this is being handled right now. I don't care if you voted for Donald Trump. I don't care if you're a big MAGA fan. This is just the facts of the situation we are in. We are getting told to accept crumbs even though they promised us a 5-course meal. I really don't understand this entire concept that everybody is okay with this. Not to mention this entire freaking shit show that we've been going over the last few days. No one's talking about we almost passed central bank digital currency and inserted that into a bill yesterday. This is how our government, I don't care if you voted for Donald Trump and you trust him, he can't do everything. The government and the Congress is trying to sneak bullshit in to take away more of your rights. And no one's seeing it. So I'm sorry, guys, but it's going to be a passionate podcast today. Because this is Asinine. We're having the government say, scream over here, everybody's paying attention to it, and they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff on the other side. And I understand it's difficult to pay attention to everything. We all have busy lives. We're trying to live our lives. We're trying to keep the government out of our lives. But they keep doing more to take away our lives. And this is where it's important that we need to work together and you need to unite, is we can help each other. We can keep our eyes on multiple things at the same time. We can really focus on the important things, because many hands make light work. Right now, the government keeps creating this division so we can't pay attention to it. Look, I voted for Donald Trump. You guys know this. So it's not that I'm just out here as the libertarian throwing a fit and being like, ah ha ha, I knew better. I voted for somebody else. I voted for him. I thought things were going to be different. He put together a good administration that was much better than the 2016 administration. He talked about all of the right things during the campaign, did a lot of the stuff in an executive order because he knew he couldn't get it done with Congress, and that's proving even so now. But now he is lying to everybody's face and saying this entire thing is a hoax, when he ran on this entire thing. Now, was it a campaign promise? That's twisting words, because it wasn't legitimately in the campaign promise. But they talked about it on every freaking podcast they went on. They talked about it every chance they could get, that this is important. We need to do it. And we're going to be going over that video because I have the clips and we're going to be showing that in a minute. This is where shit starts falling off the rails. And this is why a lot of the time I say that I'm starting to believe that there's only one solution to this. And it's just to burn it all down and start over. Because we constantly keep trying this voting thing, and all we get is broken promises and half-assed deliverables. Did anybody say when no tax on tips was pushed, did anybody say that it was for the first $25,000? Anyone? No. Nope. It wasn't said at all. It was just no tax on tips. It's still being promoted as that, but it's only for the first $25,000. It's not even a livable income that's not taxable. And that came in from the Senate. That was not at the House level. That was not the entire bill from the beginning. The beginning had no cap. Well, it had a cap. It was a weird cap. It was something astronomical, like 150K or something like that, which is okay. I would be okay if the cap was like 80. You give somebody a livable wage and you make that non-taxable, I will take that as a win. I will take incrementalism all day long if we can do that. 25K is not acceptable. Just like not releasing the Epstein files and claiming the whole thing is a hoax and everybody just needs to stop talking about it. That's not acceptable. We have all of these situations that these children and these victims, and your president says it's not a problem. It's gone. The guy's gone. The guy is gone. That's 100% fact. I believe he is gone. But the ring he was running and the people that he was running with, that he did that entire set, he set the entire thing up, are still walking this planet. And I guarantee you, they already replaced him with somebody else, and they're doing it right now. The only thing Trump is doing right now is making him look like a victim, because Elon Musk said Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Elon said that. Don't forget that. Elon said it. If Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, ever since then, it's been called a hoax by Donald Trump. And it's, oh, we're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Yes. This is difficult. This is very difficult, guys. Like, especially all of the half-assed people that don't even pay attention to politics that chime in and I don't even know. Trump supported and Trump did all of this and all of these things. There's so many people saying he accomplished so much already. But when you look at his actual accomplishments, they are executive orders that will be overturned by the next president. It can just be swipe of the pen, gone. Or they got put in the big, beautiful bill and they have an expiration date on it that expires as Donald Trump is leaving the White House. That is not making America great again. Making America great again is putting something into law and it's permanent. And it has to be Congress to overturn it by passing another law to amend it or something along those lines. You can't make America great for 3 years and say we made America great again. That's bullshit. This entire week of shit around this is absolutely insane. Now, I've been very hard on Donald Trump this part for 14 minutes, but I will say I do believe, and I've posted this on X earlier, I think Pam Bondi's the problem in this entire thing. I think Pam Bondi is the one that fumbled this entire disaster. She did Binder Gate. She, by the way, which will show you what's on the very front of the binder that very few people are talking about. But she did Binder Gate. She said the Epstein files are on her desk. Oh, it's tens and thousands of files and videos, and it takes forever to review, but we will release them. She didn't release shit. And then she's got Trump's ear. I don't think the whole issue, I don't think the issue with Kash and Dan is fake. I think that is real. I think Pam Bondi is trying to narrate this whole thing and make it out to where she is doing a fantastic job. And she is throwing Dan and Kash under the bus and telling Donald Trump on how great she is and the work that she is doing. And Donald Trump is trusting it. And so shame on Donald Trump. He shouldn't be trusting her. I gave her one chance. And then as soon as she said she filed a suit to bring federal charges against New York, and you look into it, she brought a civil suit that can't bring federal charges. She lied to America's face. Very short into her time in her position. Very short-lived. And she's already lying to America. And then she was doing her Fox News tour talking about Epstein files all the time. But now we get told, oh, it's a hoax. Why are we still talking about Epstein files? Then why in the hell is Pam Bondi going on Fox News every other night for a while talking about the Epstein files? This tells you how fucked up the entire administration is. And when you have an entire administration so dysfunctional like this, who do you blame? You blame the leader. You blame the boss because they're the one that's supposed to keep shit going. And right now, Donald Trump is blindly trusting the wrong people again, just like he did in 2016. We have the exact same situation with Dr. Fauci, that he trusted Dr. Fauci. He trusted a whole bunch of people and their word and took them for their word and got rid of General Flynn when General Flynn was the good guy. Everybody else around him was telling Donald Trump, Michael Flynn's the problem, when General Flynn was not the problem. It was everybody else around him, and Donald Trump was listening to them. Now Donald Trump's doing it with Mike Johnson, John Thune, Pam Bondi. Those three are running the entire fucking shit show, and they are establishment to begin with. And I got to do a little bit of diving into this because one of the conversations I was having on the side today, Pam Bondi was Attorney General of Florida when a lot of the stuff was going down, I believe, with Epstein in the first place. So what does Pam Bondi know? What does she know about all of that? This is just getting weird, guys. Like, when the government tells you to look left, you should look right. And right now, the government is telling you to look left. It's weird. I shouldn't say it's weird. It's disappointing because I expected the way we started off. We were starting off pretty well. I didn't like the executive orders, but I understood, and it became very apparent now. You can't get anything done in Congress, even though we have the House. Even the Republicans have the House and the Senate. They can't even get anything done. So what in the hell is going on? Is Donald Trump just named all of those named all over these files, and that is why he is saying it's a hoax now? Is who? Like, what other reasoning would cause this dramatic shift from this administration to go, hey, Epstein files, we got so many, we got so much, and it's disgusting, it's so bad, and yeah, we will release it, but we got to go through all of this stuff, and we got to, oh, you're going to get the video evidence of outside his jail cell, and you're going to get that. We got to edit it, though. We got to make the video and the pixelation go away, and we got to release all of that, and so we're in the works. They released the video of the jail cell, and it's missing 1 minute. Why is that? They said they had to edit it to make it the picture better, to fix pixelation or the color or something like that. And there's a minute missing. 1 minute is exactly missing from the surveillance footage. Do you want to know what they said? Oh, we need to investigate that. That might be just an issue with the surveillance system. We're getting lied to, guys. We're getting lied to. It's disgusting. It's part of the reason why we need to make sure that we're building up our communities locally and electing the right people to fight back against the federal government, because the federal government is not our friends. They're not our friends at all. They don't serve us. They serve their special interests, military industrial complex, the gigantic sex trafficking rings that involve Diddy and Epstein. Like, we find people are celebrating what's her face, Maureen Comey. I think it's Maureen, whatever her freaking name is. People are celebrating that they fired her. Maureen Comey. Oh, she got fired today. Yeah, that's great, but do you not look at the whole picture? Maureen Comey did the worst job as an attorney to try to prosecute and hold Diddy accountable. She half-assed that entire court case. The defense was so confident by the end when they had to do their final statements or had an opportunity to bring anybody up to the stand. She did such a piss poor job. They didn't even want to bring in any witnesses to the stand, and they didn't even want to make any final statements. They just closed it with a final statement from the prosecutor. That's how piss poor job she did in trying to prosecute Diddy. And he got off. He got a slap on the hand. And then we're celebrating that she got fired when, no, that was the fucking plan all along. She was going to go in there. She was going to get him off, pun intended, and get fired. And then America will go back to sleep. Because America is going to be celebrating, hey, a Comey lost their job. Yay, look at this. When no, she should have been fired before that trial. This is a shit show, guys. We should expect a lot more from our government than this. A lot. All of this stuff that is going on right now is absolutely insane. And I can't believe how many people are just accepting it? So frustrating. All right. That was my little rant because I am so sick of this shit. It is insane. But let's touch on a couple things. Let's touch up on a couple things. Let me pull up the binder gate real quick. Let's pull up binder gate and show you what I was referring to earlier. Let's see. Is that the right window? Nope, that is not the right window. Is that the right window? Yes, it is. All right, here we go. So this is the binder for Epstein Files Phase 1 that they were never intending to release, apparently. It was not a campaign promise for Donald Trump to release the Epstein Files. So why did we release Phase 1? I have no freaking clue. Because it's an accident, I guess. But we put on the front of the binder the Epstein Files Phase 1. And it says, in order by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel. At the bottom of this page, it says, the most transparent administration in history, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. If we had no intent to do any of this shit, no intent to release it, why in the hell are we putting this on the document? Why are we putting this on the front page of the binder? If there was no intent to release this because that wasn't a campaign promise, why are we doing this? This is where all of the lies that we are getting told is falling apart. And they're lies. This is absolutely stupid. Let's jump into campaign promises. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. Hackleberry, thanks for sending this earlier today. This was great because this was what I was trying to put together. And so I need you guys to give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys can hear this. I'm going to turn up the volume there. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear this real quick. Wait a minute. JD Vance says we need to release the list. That is an important thing. This was October 2024. If it wasn't a campaign promise, why in the hell is he saying this while he's going on these podcasts talking about doing it? Oh, you guys can't hear it. Son of a B word. Frickin' hang on. Hang on. Try this again.
Would you declassify files?
Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear this.
Yeah, I would.
Release the Epstein list.
All right, we'll give you guys a second, see if you guys can hear it now. So now that we can hear that, we have this entire situation here.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list, is what JD Vance was saying in October 2024. Yeah, I got it, Eric. We're just going to leave my mic on. My audio's messed up again.
That is an important thing. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
We need to release the Epstein list. It is an important thing. Let's go back to the beginning of when Donald Trump said this.
Declassify the Epstein files.
Yeah, I would. I guess I would.
Release the list.
Trump saying, I guess I would. I would declassify the Epstein files. Now he's saying it's a hoax. Tone has changed. I'm okay if they end up discovering something to where they have to say, hey, wait a minute. Obama, Comey, everybody, Adam Schiff, anybody as the Democrats of what Donald Trump is saying, they doctored this shit and it's not real. It's all fake. It all looks like something was altered. Come out and say it. Don't get everybody's hopes up and say this is what's going to come out, and then you don't even freaking release it. Now you're telling everybody it's a hoax. Why? You can't say this entire thing is a hoax after you never addressed the nation and told them that these files have all been altered or manipulated, and we just find out one day. How is that the most transparent administration in history? It is not. This entire situation that people are like, oh, we got bigger things to deal with. Sure. Okay. I still think Epstein files are pretty damn important. A lot of people got away with things that they shouldn't have. A lot of people. And we have someone sitting in prison, Ghislaine Maxwell, apparently never trafficked a child to anybody. But she's sitting in prison for the rest of her life. Make it make sense, guys. I believe there is something weird in these documents, and Donald Trump probably got mentioned that, well, got told that his name's in these documents. That's the only justification. The only justification I could even try to come up with to justify this huge swing from the files, we're going to release them, it's important. You just heard JD Vance saying this is important, and nothing. Now it's all a hoax. It's not even real. Free Maxwell. Exactly, Terry. Free Maxwell, then. She should be walking free and living as a free American citizen in this country, then. She trafficked no children to anybody. So anybody that's telling you that this whole thing, you need to forget about it, especially some of these big accounts on all of the social media platforms are telling you, you just need to forget about it. It's not a big deal. Look at all of these accomplishments. Look at all of this stuff that Donald Trump is doing. I would be questioning their authenticity. And you probably should block them. Because they're not paying attention to the actual situation. They are just saying whatever they can to get clicks. This is where we have to wake up, guys. We have to wake up. Now, I hope one day soon that Pam Bondi and Donald Trump comes out and does a whole press conference. That would help a little bit, but the damage is already done. Ben Shapiro has turned into clown. Oh yeah, the whole Israel thing took Ben Shapiro off the rails, man. Ever since that whole deal with him and Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, you can't even take him serious anymore. But you have others. You have a lot of others on X specifically. Like, I know a lot of you are watching from X, and that's where we do a lot of our talking and interacting. There's a lot of people on X that are saying, oh, no. They're most of the people that have been blocking me the last week. And you guys that follow me on X, you see it. I get blocked almost on a daily basis for this shit. For actually just speaking my mind and sharing my thoughts about things. I get called, I'm a fake MAGA. Okay, whatever. I get called, I'm a liberal. And then when the liberals are in my comments, I get called a right-wing extremist. Like, you people are so damn inconsistent, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. The recent waffling started when Netanyahu and Macron came to DC. Had this pointed out by several folks. Why is that? What tools does Bibi have on his toolbox? Well, yeah, I think that's correlation, not causation, just on time. But it could be. It easily could be, because I don't think Donald Trump wanted to bomb Iran. He trusted Israel way too much before pulling that. And now Israel's bombing Syria because we're all about peace. Donald Trump got peace in the Middle East. Israel's bombing another country now. This is why we don't trust governments. Governments do this to manipulate you and to launder money. That's what they do. Jim Bob, I think they will disclose Area 51, alien life, UFOs, Atlantis before we get the Epstein files. Hey, guess what, Jim Bob? There's a big fire just outside of Area 51, and it's probably going to be evacuated, and guess what? It might burn down. So, and if you don't believe me, go look it up. I am not shitting you. There is a fire that is approaching Area 51 right now. Freaking insane on all of this stuff that's going on. But they'll just tell you Area 51 was a hoax. It's a hoax, guys. Don't listen to it. I absolutely can't understand what is going on. Exactly, Eric. Exactly. Let's go ahead and finish off this video real quick. I'll keep my mic on so you guys can hear it. Exactly. Timely, right? They're timely for so many things today. So many things today.
You worked.
Let me pull this back up real quick. This is where Kash Patel gets asked several times, like, will he work with the government or Congress to be able to get information on on Epstein and who he worked with? Shelley said, I heard too, the immigration rules when deportation is that keeps changing. Yeah, well, it's the government. They have to keep changing the rules because you have court cases, you have all of these other states that are fighting against it. And so they have to change the rules to make sure that they can stay out of the courts and not have to deal with that. So I would expect that.
With me on this issue, so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings.
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand missing children and exploited children going forward.
Just last week, the president's excellent pick for FBI Director Kash Patel vowed to work with me in releasing the Epstein records and breaking apart the trafficking rings that harm countless women and children across our country.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. All this evidence is sitting in the Southern District of New York.
Yep.
So based on that, I gave them the deadline, Friday at 8, a truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI. Kash is going to get me and himself really a detailed report as to why all these documents and evidence have been withheld. It's a new administration. And everything's going to come out to the public. The public has a right to know. Americans have a right to know.
I know the Attorney General has committed to releasing those files. I would defer you to the Department of Justice on her timeline, but when she's made a promise in the past, she has kept it, and I'm certain that she will in this case as well.
Welcome back, everybody. 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Case closed. The Justice Department revealing Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide and insists there is no secret client list out there.
Huh. Pretty convenient, isn't it? Pretty convenient. All of a sudden, case closed, nothing, but they were all about exposing it and giving the information to the American people. Where did that passion go? Why did it just disappear? This is absolutely, none of this is making any sense, guys. Anybody that tells you that, oh, just forget about it, they're lying. And they just don't know what the hell they want. They don't even know what to say, so they're just telling you to ignore it. We can't ignore it. This is the biggest sex trafficking ring in the world that we know of so far, and we choose to no longer pursue it because a man committed suicide in his jail cell. It's all gone. But we're going to also keep Ghislaine Maxwell. I can never say her first name right. We can always keep Maxwell in prison because she trafficked children to no one. I wouldn't put any American through that. Even my enemies. It's not fair. You don't do that to people. You got that right, Jim Bob. Trust the plan. 108 D chess. Exactly. I don't know how many times I said that this week. Like 75 D chess. And some people that are new to following me were like, oh, is that what we're up to now? Like they really thought I was serious. Like, because it keeps getting higher all day, every day. That we're going to be at a 1,000 D chess. We're going to be in all of this stuff here soon. Trust the plan. That entire thing is a hoax. That entire thing is telling Americans to sit on their ass, drink their diet soda, take their medication, and pay your fucking taxes. That is what the Q people are pushing. Don't get engaged, America. Don't worry. Donald Trump and the military is in charge. They got it. You don't have to do shit. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. Most of you know my very strong opinions about Q and the Q people being absolutely freaking ridiculous. All right, let's turn the page, shall we? Shall we? I already vented about these stupid documents enough. I want them out. I want them released. I don't know if we're going to get them anymore because this administration is absolutely insane. Insurrection Jane, hey, by the way, did Trump address bombing of Syria? There is a clip out there. He was asked. There's a clip of him like getting off a plane and answering a quick question. I don't know if, let me see if I can find that real quick, since we're switching gears anyways. Let me see if I can find it. Because yeah, that's something that we should go over. I'm curious. I already know what Donald Trump is going to say. You can pretty much predict it. He's going to say he doesn't like it. We shouldn't be bombing things. People are going to die. All the same stuff that he's been saying about all the wars, and he's not wrong. But he keeps saying the same things, especially about Ukraine and Russia. People are dying. It needs to stop. That is the one thing I do give Donald Trump credit for. When he does take strikes at another country, he does do them strategically, and there's very little impact to civilians, but usually there is some. And I have not seen him take out any Americans yet. Obama, take some notes, because didn't you kill 19 Americans and you just ignored it? No one was up in arms over it. Very few of us people that were paying attention at the time were saying anything about it. But multiple Americans died because of Obama's bombings. That is where I give Donald Trump a little bit of credit there. He is strategic with his strikes, and it's usually very quick. That is the way our military should be. That is the reason why our military is so powerful and so amazing, is they can do stuff like that. And we just don't utilize it because it doesn't fund the military-industrial complex. Military-industrial complex wants wars that drag out for 5 years, 10 years, or more. They make a lot of money. I'm not pulling it, so I may not have seen, may or may not have happened. I thought he had like a little acknowledgement on it, but there wasn't much. So maybe he hasn't addressed it today. And honestly, today he is, he's had a lot of crap to deal with today. A lot of people were up in arms on the internet about the Epstein files, and rightfully so, and they should be. But yeah, so Insurrection Jane, I don't think so. I thought I saw something today, but I'm not pulling it up right now. I don't see it. So if I'll find it, I'll send it to you if I come across it. Today, let's change the tune a little bit. Let's change the tune a little bit. It's National Hot Dog Day. National Hot Dog Day is great. And you want to hear about what great politicians have to say about National Hot Dog Day? This is how dumb your politicians think you are. Right here. This is lovely Mitt Romney, used to be senator from Utah. And let's hear what he has to say on National Hot Dog Day. By the way, this video was a couple years ago.
Well, as you all know, today is National Hot Dog Day. And perhaps you also know that hot dog is my favorite meat. I love hot dogs. I love them in buns. I love them outside of buns. I love them with baked beans. I just like hot dogs. It's the best, best meat there is, without question. So to all of you who, like me, are celebrating National Hot Dog Day, congratulations to you, and may there be many, many more hot dogs served in our wonderful land.
Look at his funny, stupid hat. You're a freaking politician. Look at the pandering to Americans here. Oh, a hot dog with some ketchup on it, and I'm holding it, and I'm walking down the halls, and I'm being recorded by one of my staffers, and I'm going to go get a hat that has a hot dog on it. This is your freaking politicians pandering to you just like they are fucking McDonald's. By the way, his favorite meat is hot dog meat. Didn't he say that? Let's see if we can hear that again.
I love hot dogs. I love them in buns. I love them outside of buns. I love them with baked beans. I just like hot dogs. It's the best, best meat there is, without question.
It's the best meat there is, without question. What goes into a hot dog, guys? In the comments. What meat goes into a hot dog? How in the hell could you do this video many years ago and do it with a straight face? How? These are your politicians. These politicians think you are freaking dumb and you're not paying attention, and they do stupid shit like this. I've done it. I've called it also out because I've seen this from Elizabeth Warren and Hakeem Jeffries, Dollar Tree, Obama. They've been doing the same shit of videos the last couple months of doing this shit of kind of pandering. And by the way, Dollar Store Obama released a picture on Instagram showing him leaning up against the post in this park. And then you could see around his body. Let me get rid of this screen real quick and get me back up here. You could see around his body little blurs in how the image is shifted because he doctored the image to make him look skinnier. These are your politicians. They're worried about their image. We don't even have to even bring up DeSantis and his fucking boots because he is insecure with his height. I would not elect a single freaking politician that is insecure with their height and he had to go wear big fancy boots to make him taller. That means you're a fucking coward. That you are so worried about your height. Like, good God, I am so sick of politicians right now. So sick of them. This is why we don't want to know how the sausage is made. Facts. Facts. You don't. We just want to eat it. Well, until Maha. Now we are revisiting that idea in several areas. So yeah, thank God. Like a good thing today. Yeah, I'll check it, Terry. But on the another thing a good thing that happened today is this whole thing. When it came down to all of the stuff that went on, Donald Trump did something good. Coca-Cola is going to pull high fructose corn syrup from their drinks. That's going to be great. That's fantastic. Oh, Terry just sent me some breaking news. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Sorry, Russo's texting me right now, and it's making me laugh. I got to turn my phone off. Why are the people around just getting dumber? Why? Casey wants everyone to send him hot dog pics. Please don't. There was already a disaster amongst a bunch of us friends on X about some hot dogs being sent in DMs last night that caused some people to get in uproars and leave chats and stuff. Please don't. I'm sick of the bullshit. I don't want to deal with any of it anymore. But let's go over this breaking news. Thank you, Terry, for sending me this breaking news. We'll pull this up real quick. House of Representatives is set to vote on measure that would force the release of the Epstein files. Now, take this with a grain of salt. This is just a post from Roz Alerts. Roz Alerts does fairly good with making sure there's some accuracy here. So I do like Roz, but let's see if we get him. I'm not saying fully trust him. That's another thing I need to say to you guys is what Donald Trump is saying about them being doctored and stuff like this. I completely can see that's possible. It's very possible. So I wouldn't say that that's not accurate, but we're going to get him and let's look at him. Give me the files, the actual files. Don't modify them anymore. Just give me the files. Let me go through them. Let me see if I can find out how they were edited or what was changed. Let me use my nerd skills and go through that. Just give me the goddamn files. Jeez. Casey, clarification. No hot dog picks, buns only. Dude, you're cracking me up, and thank you. I need to laugh today because I am, yeah. I also had a shitty day with work. I had to choose some people out again today, and so it's been a good one. But Terry, thank you for the breaking news. The House of Representatives is set to vote on the measure that would force the release of the Epstein files. The only problem is the House is ready to vote on that, and then I bet it needs to go to the Senate. So we will see. We will see. The House is going to vote on Massey's bill to get the Epstein files open. Yeah, and actually, I have Massey's comments on an X space earlier today. Where did that go? Thanks to what's her name? Amity? I think I might have butchered your name. I'm sorry, Amity. Don't mean to do it intentionally. I just suck at saying names. But she posted a recording of Diligence Space earlier where Thomas Massey jumped in and he said some interesting things. So let's play it real quick. It's a couple, just under 2 minutes. And I want to show you guys this real quick.
There are three things that you can ask your member of Congress to do. And I would tell them, please do all three. Number one, co-sponsor Massey's resolution. It's the discharge petition. So that's the first thing they can do because I can't collect signatures until 7 legislative days have elapsed. Again, usually it's 37 days, but my staff and I, and given some of our connections from my previous work on the Rules Committee, figured out how to shorten that to 7 days. So until they can sign it, they should co-sponsor it because they're going to go into August recess without a chance to sign this. So I'm giving them a chance to co-sponsor it. Now, over August recess, ask them to sign it when they get back from August recess. And then the third thing that you need to ask them to do, in addition to co-sponsoring it and then signing when it's available for signature, is vote for it when it comes up for a vote. Now, what might happen, and I would consider this a victory, this is usually how our victories come, is I get enough momentum and the leadership and the president see the writing on the wall and they say, all right, we don't need Massey's resolution. We're going to do this anyway. And if they try to preempt this resolution, that's fine. Just make sure they give us full disclosure of the Epstein files.
There we go. See, that's probably a little bit of what Roz Alerts is referring to is Thomas Massey stuff. And thank you, Terry, for calling that out again. But it was interesting. Awesome, Free. That would be great. She is awesome. I like interacting with her and going back and forth. There's a few of us out there still defending Massey, but we're doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, let's hope we get the files. They just need to come out. I'll go through them and we'll see what happens, right? And if they look fake, they look fake. But don't be telling me they're a hoax. Don't be telling me to move on. This is too big of an issue to move on from. We actually need to see these files. And if you're going to tell us they're doctored, tell us some of the facts around them. Tell us the facts that you know, that you see that this is doctored, this is why, and this is how it looks. Give us the details, and then let everybody go through them. I guarantee you, America will be happier if you just release them, let us go through them, let the people speak, let even the freaking idiots that are going to blow it out of proportion and don't even know what the hell they're talking about, But let the smart people actually get out there with the information. Like Data Republican, give everything to Data Republican. She does an amazing job at reverse engineering things. She really knows what she's talking about. And that's what we want to do. That's transparency, not telling me it's a hoax and to move on. We shouldn't be doing that. All right, enough of that story. The other thing is, what was the other stuff to talk about? Oh, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was talking about how Adam Schiff. Let's pull up Donald Trump's tweet real quick. Well, post, whatever the F it is. Adam Schiff. Schiffy Schiff. Let me pull it up. And then here we go. It's DC Drano's post, but I don't care. It's just got the link. It's got the picture in it. That's all I want. So here we go. So I have always suspected Shifty Adam Schiff was a scam artist, and now I learned Fannie Mae's Financial Crimes Division has concluded that Adam Schiff has engaged in sustained pattern of possible mortgage fraud. Adam Schiff said that his primary residence was in Maryland to get a cheaper mortgage and to rip off America, when he must live in California because he was a congressman from California. I always knew Adam Schiff was a crook. The fraud began with the refinance of his Maryland property on February 6, 2009, and continued through multiple transactions until the Maryland property was correctly designated as a second home on October 13, 2020. Mortgage fraud is very serious, and crooked Adam Schiff, now a senator, needs to be brought to justice. I agree. I 100% agree. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I voted for you. I don't care if I even supported to you, donated to your campaign. If you break the law, you should be held accountable for breaking said law. I don't care. Now it sucks. You should obey the laws. But yeah, to break this law down a little bit for everybody, when you go get a loan on your house, you commit to saying it's your primary residence, because then you are committed to paying back that loan more than you are a second home, because you would lose your entire home. So that is where mortgage companies and stuff like that ask you when you're applying, is this going to be your primary residence? And then they give you the going rate at that time. If you put it your second mortgage or your second house, that is an increased risk in a lending scenario. And so mortgage companies and all of them generally increase the interest rate, because that is what the interest rate is supposed to be doing, is to mitigate the risk of the loan. So they will loan you the money for the house. They will get a little bit of extra money by loaning that to you. And yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. I know there's a lot of corruption and a lot of other bullshit that goes on in there, but that is how it's supposed to be. And so, yeah, he broke the law. Hold him accountable. But he is not the only politician to do this. I guarantee it. We need to be looking into one of the House of Representatives from Utah, Celeste Malloy. Celeste Malloy ran to replace John Curtis, I think is who it was. I think it was Curtis. And Celeste Malloy worked on his campaign. She lived in Maryland or Virginia. I think it was Virginia, actually. She lived there. She didn't live in Utah when she ran. She didn't even have a residence in Utah. Somehow, the corrupt lieutenant general in Utah allowed her to still run and allowed her to she won the election. She is sitting as a House of Representative of, I think District 4 of Utah is the district. All she did is just say, I'm going to run and replace him. And the system put her in place. She didn't even own property in Utah, but she is representing Utah. No different than Mitt Romney. There is no risk of a default when you finance a corrupt politician, Casey. You are touche, sir. Touche. This is where, when we start blaming the Democrats like Donald Trump does, he blames the Democrats for everything. The Republicans are just as guilty. They're not innocent. Celeste Malloy is a Republican. Celeste Malloy is your establishment Republican. She will do anything to keep the government in power. She will do anything to take more of your tax money and take away more of your rights. She won't do anything to represent you. There's a city in her district that was running out of water because they had a failure in the storage tank. A city of roughly, I want to say it was like 1,500 people, small town, southern Utah, super hot. They ran out of water. She did nothing. She didn't come around during her campaign. She didn't try to meet with anybody. I was interacting with the mayor because I was actually looking to buy a house in that area. The water issue didn't bother me because it can get solved. But she ignored everybody. She ignored everybody. And she did exactly what politicians do. She doesn't care about anybody. She cares about herself and her special interests so she can get her money. That is where this entire system is awful. Our politicians don't serve us anymore. All of them. And Anna Paulina Luna, like, I'm disappointed in you. Like, you posted Jerome Powell's going to be fired. Donald Trump comes out. Nope. He's not firing him. We're going to probably have to write it out. So Jerome Powell, we're going to have to deal with him until 2016. May 2016, I believe, is the date he is, his term is up. So interest rates will remain where they're at, maybe go down a little bit, but Jerome Powell is not getting fired. And nothing's coming from that. Audio is a little whack for me, buzzing. I've tried restarting. Hey, it's probably my speakers. It was probably I had it up too loud. Sorry, guys. Thanks for calling it out, though. That's my bad. I'm not paying attention to a lot of things right now. I'm a little scattered, as you can tell. Today really pissed me off. It's very frustrating, and we should be expecting more from our government and holding them accountable. But overall, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We'll wrap it up here. I know about the buzzing. It's probably gone now because I turned it down, but it takes a second because you guys are about 25 seconds behind live. But thanks for tuning in, guys. This whole situation with the government and this whole thing, we have to keep holding them accountable. We can't accept when they tell us that we need to look left and we should look right. If they tell us to look left, we should look right. It's much better. Thank you. This whole thing tells us everything, that our government is not our friends. They don't serve us. We have to hold them accountable to what they are promising. Right now, Donald Trump can no longer use the term promises kept, promises made, promises kept, because he's not keeping them. They are not being held. And that's the moral of the story today, guys. That is the whole show, is promises made and no promises. And I shouldn't say no. No promises were kept, but we're not keeping our promises anymore. We're now lying to you and telling you it's a hoax, instead of just telling you the truth of, hey, we found these documents were actually doctored. We're going to just lie to you instead. So anybody that you see those big accounts telling you this is not a big deal and to move on, block them. Anybody that's telling you that Epstein files are nothing, it's no big deal, you're not looking at Trump's accomplishments, block them. But we'll end it here, guys. You guys all have a good night, and we will catch you guys next week. We have the game show on Friday. Don't forget to tune in for that. The game show, this is Crypto Week, and it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. Talk about crypto, cryptocurrency, and joke and all of the fun stuff, giving everybody shit as we always do. So come and have a drink and have a good time this Friday night, and we will catch you guys then.